Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Faye What, and let's queer up entertainment. Eddie Murphy and Mel B's child, Angel Brown, comes out as transgender. In a heartfelt and quiet affirmation of identity, Angel Brown, the child of Hollywood icon Eddie Murphy and Spice Girls star Mel B, has come out as a transgender man. We also saw Mel B on America's Got Talent. Angel, who turned 18 in April, now uses him pronouns, as shared on his Instagram bio. The news, first reported by the Daily Mail, confirms that both parents have offered their full support. A source close to the family said, quote, "It's a decision Angel made, and Mel has been understanding. Likewise, Eddie. There was no big event to market. Angel just wanted it to be known what pronouns are now suitable," end quote. Angel was born in 2007 following a brief romance between Murphy and Mel B in 2006. Though their relationship ended before Angel's birth, both parents have since remained involved in his life. To celebrate Angel's milestone 18th birthday, Mel B posted a touching tribute on Instagram saying, quote, "Happy birthday to my angel. I cannot believe you're 18. You're so special and so bright and so talented. I couldn't be prouder of watching you grow and become the person you are. But you'll forever be my baby. I hope you keep chasing your dreams and be kind to everyone around you like you always have been, my angel. Love you always," end quote. Angel's coming out places him among a growing number of celebrity children embracing their trans identities, including Erin De Niro, daughter of actor Robert De Niro, who recently confirmed her transition as well. For many in the LGBTQ plus community, especially trans youth and their families, Angel's story adds to a growing wave of representation in Hollywood, one where trans identities are affirmed with love, support, and authenticity. Mel B isn't that scary.
She was
Wasn't she Scary Spice?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, she was. Okay, she ain't that scary. And she was always my favorite, though. By the way, you know what I mean. But I mean, and you know, this may sound a bit infantile, but I get so happy when celebrities have one of us as kids.
Yeah.
Well, it's the platform.
It's
Yeah.
exposure.
We're
What it
given-
is.
Yeah.
They have a larger
representation.
platform
And
to
I'm not,
show
you know,
it's okay.
I'm not wishing, I'm not
Right.
wishing for the kid to have a rough childhood and have a strained relationship with their parents. None of that. I don't hope that, right? But the platform, the celebrity, the educational basis that you're able to just, give out like a big net to the world is just like uncanny. And you can't pay for that kind of representation, so.
But there was something poetic, almost poetic, about Eddie Murphy, who notoriously included toxic, homophobic material in his shows, his stand-up shows during the 1980s, and years later, gave kind of a half-assed apology. It's interesting how things came around, and now he's the father of a transgender child. But he also, you notice all that was from Mel B. We haven't really heard from Eddie yet.
Yeah.
So I think we should wait for that, but I hope that he will take this opportunity, Eddie, to reach out to others who are as ignorant as he was and maybe educate them.
I wanted to say, Greg, you know everything, okay? You know a million pieces of information for useless reasons.
I think
right?
I know where you're going.
Didn't he have some kind
got
of
arrested.
drama back in the day
got
where
arrested.
he picked up someone who was
He
trans?
picked up a trans prostitute.
Okay, so then the full circle moments are
So he has
crazy.
always supported the trans community. In that instance, financially, he has always stood behind trans
Very
women, or
good.
maybe she stood behind him. I don't know how it worked out, but he has always supported the trans community one way or another. So this is just another case for it.
On a serious note, going back to what you said, Faye,
Sure.
having people in entertainment stand up and stand up when they have children that are trans or queer or anything that's not considered normal by our current standards is they have a bigger platform and they're icons to so many people that when an Eddie Murphy, let's assume he does the right thing, stands up, there are people that have followed him and followed his negative and supported that are now seeing him change his mind, that maybe those people now will have an opportunity to look at things differently, because if Eddie Murphy says it's okay, then maybe it's okay. The rest of us, our parents don't stand a chance of like having that kind of platform, but these icons do,
It's
people
true.
watch them every week in every movie, and Yeah.
It's true. I mean, we can think back to, even Cher, right? Cher and
Yeah,
Chad.
right.
Everybody made all the fun of it that they
Right.
did.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, it was Cher and her platform,
It
right?
took her a while,
know?
though. It did take her a little while.
Yes, it took.
Chance.
Yeah, it did take. It took her the longest,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah,
But since
yeah.
then, I'm thinking about, we're here in Miami and Fort Lauderdale. Dwayne Wade was one of the biggest basketball players in life for the Heat,
Right.
And when his child came out as trans, he decided to move. He was like,
Gabrielle Union,
yes,
right?
Gabrielle
Yep.
Union.
Yeah.
Him and his wife were like,
Yeah.
peace out, South
Yeah.
Florida. You guys
Right.
are not affirming to
That's
my
right.
kid. I'm out.
Boom.
But again, people looked up to him as an icon basketball player that he is. Marlon Wayne's kid also
Right.
came out.
Right.
Marlon Wayans also had some kind of stuff in his comedy that wasn't all nice and pretty for
Yeah.
everything. And he's had to stand up and say, I'm learning as I'm going.
Yeah.
Yes, he
Right,
has.
but
And it
I'm supporting my kid.
Mhm.
And
you know?
it gives
Yeah.
people reason for pause.
Yes.
This
Yeah.
has been it's locked in, it's in cement. But they're now taking the opportunity to stand back
Yeah.
and take a pause and reevaluate where they may
Yes.
not have given it any thought other than to them it was wrong.
100%. Bobby D, Robert De Niro. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, the biggest mafia guy in earth. If you're a mafia movie like me, he's in all of them. You know what I mean? So for this guy to
Yeah.
come up with the big cojones and go, what you going to say about
Amazing.
trans? My daughter's trans. And
Amazing.
what?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, who's going to answer back to that? I love this story. And that is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.